Hey everybody, it's Erin from the Rooted Family. I just wanted to point out this article from this weekend's Wall Street Journal. It's called The Apps Are Watching. And in it, the author, Joanna Stern, talks about one of her kids, Curious George's Curious World, how that app was tracking her kid and slurping up information about them. And that's one of the things in this digital age as parents we have to be wary of, is how much information are we leaking through apps. So this was a great article, and it also said that apps like meditation apps on average have about 6 trackers in them, whereas when kids have apps, they're not supposed to be tracked if they're under 13, but they found out that they are being tracked, and the average is about 3. So 3 trackers are tracking your kids' data and sucking information out of your phone. And I will say the really interesting thing is I did an experiment, and I was in my kitchen and I talked about something I had never spoken about before, and I had a conversation, and the other person knew and was in on the conversation, and we both had our phones on the counter and said one key word over and over and over again, like probably 7 or 8 times in the conversation. Then we didn't mention it again. When I woke up the next morning, my iPhone, I had ads for that keyword. I had heard this experiment from a guy who didn't own a dog and talked about dog food. So he and his wife had a complete conversation about dog food. They had never owned a dog, had never had a dog, had never wanted a dog, and they had a complete conversation about dog food. And then next morning when he opened his phone, there were dog food ads and just everything dog. And I will say the same thing happened to me with a movie I was talking about that, 1, I would never go see, and 2, had never mentioned before because I wouldn't have gone to see it. But all of a sudden that popped up the whole next day. So just, if you want to read this article, it's called The Apps Are Watching from the Wall Street Journal. You can probably get it online. But just be very wary of when you're downloading apps for your kids, if you are, which ones are safe and which ones are tracking your family. Have a good one.